Actually, I was an active person. I used to swim, ride horses, but when my symptoms intensified because I was not feeling well, around 17 years old, I was diagnosed with a chronic disease that is called lupus erythematosus, which is an autoimmune rheumatic disease with a set of complicated symptoms. So I wasn't able to continue going to school. I was in high school. And that was 1998. So my parents decided that no more school for me until I feel better. And my dad had a book he brought from one of his travels because he was in martial arts. About yoga, and I started practicing yoga from books, videos, the internet, and I really improved my symptoms, my quality of life. There was a life changer experience for me. So I never stopped practicing until that day, and I went back to school. So that was the beginning of my journey. But when I wanted to understand, because I studied in college clinical psychology, and I have seen how yoga affects the nervous system, the brain, and how it can actually help in psychosomatic disease. That is something I had part of as well. And sleeping problems, because I had a lot of sleeping disorders. I had anxiety, panic attacks, all came with my illness and symptoms, and the diagnosis and long stays in the hospital. So that was all improved a lot. So I fell in love with yoga. I never stopped. It's really significant because Saudi Arabia and India share a lot of cultural and strategic ties, and that is definitely important visit.
Are you going to have a meeting with the Prime Minister? If yes, what points will you keep moving forward to him?
Yes, actually we will discuss the development of yoga in the Arab world, since now a lot of Arab countries under my leadership in the Asian Yogasana Sports Federation.
What role do you see of Prime Minister Modi when it comes to raising awareness about yoga and bringing yoga to the world stage? Like we have seen what yoga was performed on International Yoga Day was performed in New York for the very first time. So how do you see the role by the Prime Minister when it comes to raising awareness?
It's actually the main role, because the recognition of the International Yoga Day actually was a result of the efforts of the Honorable Prime Minister. And we all in yoga field thank him for that, because the Yoga Day is not just a celebration for one day. New people come to know more about yoga. Yogis are excited to celebrate this day. Even in ministries of sports around the globe, national Olympic committees, federations, all these entities, yoga centers, yogshalas, all types of yoga, yogasana, yoga therapy, traditional yoga, practitioners of spiritual yoga, everybody celebrates yoga. So it's a big global phenomena happens in June, and it's not just one day, it is entire June, and before June people start preparing for this. So it's a very important role, and actually he's a great supporter of yoga.
You were nominated as president in November 2024, and all Arab countries are under you in this federation. How do you see this practicing, when it comes to Arab countries? Where do you see this yoga practice going?
Yes, I was nominated as the president of the Asian Yogasana Federation in UAE. The UAE Yoga Committee and Ministry of Sports of UAE were hosting the 6th General Assembly. And that witnessed the participation of 15 countries, 15 official federations from multiple, including Saudi Arabia, UAE, including Palestine, including also Philippines, Indonesia, Bangladesh, a lot of countries. Actually, Arab countries are part of this federation. So Arab countries are Asian and African federations. So under our federation, we have the Afro-Asian Yoga Committee, where the Arab African countries are part of it, and other African countries. We have the president is from Algeria, and the vice president is from Egypt, and the other vice presidents from UAE. There is a lot of Arab countries are more interested in yoga and started regulating yoga. And why it's important to have organizational support for any practice, any community practice, is to get it the local authority support and the funding that it needs to reach to more people. And that's what we are doing. The Arab countries' federations with us are approved by the national Olympic committees of their countries and Ministry of Sports. Thus, they get the support any other community practice or community sport or a sport get. And that's why we're working in a more organized way to promote yoga. And we are planning for a widespread international day celebration across the Arab area and Asia as well, Africa. Yes, Asian Yogasan Championship.
Okay. The Asian Yogasan Championship will be held in July, I believe. Which countries are participating and what can we see when it comes to yoga in that front?
Yes, it is hosted by the UAE Ministry of Sports and City of Al Fujairah and Sheikh Zayed complex. And luckily, a lot of countries are participating. Countries like Philippines, Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, hopefully, UAE for sure, 100%, and we have Palestine also participating. Around more than 17 to 20 countries are participating and working now to get their permissions from their official national Olympic committees to participate. And it's going to host a big number of audience. More than 4,000 people will be joining as an audience in this championship. So we expect a big return, and we expect also this is the first time any Arab country in the history hosts a Yogasan championship. These championships used to happen in India, in South Asia, but for the first time in history, it's being held in Arab and especially a GCC country. So that's going to be a big event happening in the region regarding yoga.